did you call yours again? Sorry.
What is this? And on the new Cosmere Apple TV deal.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the new, not on the, and the new Apple Cosmere TV deal. Let's see if I can figure out stream together real quick. I just realized I'm setting both of our audios to stream. That's fine. It's kind of funny that way.
Okay, I'm good to start us out.
Awesome. What browser are you using for stuff?
Firefox.
Perfect. I want to see how this works. I just sent you an invite to stream together.
Accept. All right, let's go.
I don't have anything going in here. But if you start your stream, we'll have shared chats.
Neat.
So I do need to have this pulled up on Firefox to do this, which kind of sucks. Oh no, that's okay. Then I can just close that and then do this here. Awesome.
Okay.
All right, you got that set up and going?
Mm-hmm.
So now I think if we've done this right, if one of us gets viewers, we both get the viewers.
Ah, that's pretty cool.
So it's like a good way for us to do that.
It's fascinating.
All right, that's good there. That's good there. That's good there. That's good there. I've got these. Yep. Okay. It's a little more set up than I wanted it to be. Sorry.
You're all good.
I think if you're cool with it, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. I didn't expect myself needing to go, but now I do. So I will be right back.
Yeah, all good.
Un momento. I return.
Wonderful.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Where's my... How do I look at my stream on... I just hit the go live. Okay, yeah, there it is. Making sure YouTube was up and working. All right, my friend. It's been a while.
It has been. It has been.
How have you been?
I've been okay. Mom and I had that big trip to London. We still haven't give you the full review of the Hadestown show, which I'm still planning, like, I'm writing something proper for you, but oh my god, it was amazing. Holy shit.
Was it worth? Was it good?
Good grief. I am forever changed, and I need to see 10 million more times. I love that. I love that show so much. Oh my god.
We love good theater. Good theater is hard to find nowadays.
It's so good, and it you know, I mean, obviously, but it was so clear all the performers were like putting their heart in, and there was tears on stage and in the audience. Obviously, I've listened to the Hadestown soundtrack Broadway recording more times than I can count, so I knew what was going to happen at the end, which, you know, Orpheus turns around and Eurydice goes back to the underworld. But a lot of the other people in there,
not a great start in our new era of not spoiling things.
A lot of people who were in the audience obviously probably were there for the first time or haven't seen or heard of it before, so I did hear a lot of like when it happened, and that was glorious, and it was
there's also like the buy-in factor of it all, you know what I mean? It's part of the experience to lean in like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was, and the stage was great. It has a lot of moving parts, and before Persephone comes on stage for the first time, her and Hades are on this like balcony that's part of the set, and you can see them up there playing chess, and oh my god, amazing show. 10 out of 10. Recommend if you ever get the chance to see it.
I wanna go see more live shows. I don't go and see enough anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I totally get you.
It's difficult to find the time, especially with special needs dogs. It can be frustrating, but luckily we're starting to find a rhythm. He's doing really well. He's doing really great.
That's really good.
We took to get in our time away. His seizures did get a little worse. They got more frequent, so we went and got him an MRI with some help of some friends, and got him taken care of. I'm still paying that shit off. Gonna be paying that shit off for a little while now, but no, he's doing good. He's doing better.
I'm really glad to hear that.
Yeah, he's doing really great. He's got a new little friend, which is very cute at the dog park. We have a neighbor who has this young puppy, and they're like best friends, and every time we go to the park and the puppy hears that we're at the park, apparently the puppy starts making a racket to get his mom to take him, so that way he can go.
That's adorable.
It's really it's so cute. It's so cute. It's been so long since I've seen Onion play the way he's been playing with that puppy. It's been great. It's been really great.
What kind of puppy is it? Big puppy, small puppy?
Doberman. It's a pretty big puppy. Keeping up with
pretty
him
big
in
puppy.
size, which is tough. But he's still Onion's still he's a monster compared to that guy. Onion's just throwing him around. They're both having a great time.
Oh, that's so cute.
No, it's great. They're best friends.
That's adorable.
Outside of that, Beth broke her leg and has been healing, which has been good. She's on the road to recovery still, but she's doing really well as she can.
That's good.
At least. Yeah, work. I don't know if you saw the posts dating this episode a little bit. Here on the East Coast, we've been getting hit by some crazy storms.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah,
I did see that.
So we've been getting snow in a state we do not often get snow. Oh my dude, work has been crazy. I put in like a 50-hour week last week.
Jesus.
Yeah, so it's like I'm glad you had a vacation. We continued our hiatus another week because dear God, I mean I haven't made any of the things I need to make for our D&D game on Sunday. I mean one of them's been in progress for like over a year now. Like I've been working on one part of it. The other part, I don't think I need to worry about you guys getting to it on Sunday, which is good. So I can put off making that. So I only have to make one thing, but I still have to make it. You know what I mean? And I just haven't had time because when I get off work, I'm fucking dead.
Yeah, I bet. Jesus.
So I haven't been doing any of the shit that I need to do, but the whole vibe is it's improvised, right? So it's fine if it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
What else? Free Ren's back. I've been very much enjoying that. I don't know if you ever managed to watch the first season. I still highly recommend it, especially as a German. There's a lot of just winks to the camera if you know German. So Beth and I just keep translating as we go, because now we play a game because it'll give us the word and we know we've picked up the thing that there's every name is just a word in German. So then we try to guess what the word is, and Beth obviously cheats because she knows the language like a fucking hacker. Like it's not that, like how's that fair? It's like we used to do you laugh you loses together, and then I would just look over and she was just dissociating. She was literally leading into her mental illnesses to win you laugh you lose against me. And I'm like, this isn't fun. Who's having fun
really
here?
Funny, actually. That's really funny.
I'm sitting here struggling to laugh, and she's over here. Just nothing, giving me absolutely.
She's so real for that.
I love.
That's
hey,
funny.
I'm married a winner. Okay, she's the love of my life for a reason. Okay, but outside of that, I mean that's pretty much it. Just been struggling and surviving, but we've been on an upswing, which is good. I'm very glad.
That's good.
Not to mention the other good news that we've gotten. Master segue artist there. Turn the music down as we get into podcast proper. Holy shit.
Jesus Christ. I'm so excited.
That video that you had me watch, that I came to you with two and you picked one for us, ended up being incredibly topical, because although it was billed as like amazing. A Q&A, he spends the first 30 minutes just kind of yapping a lot of it about the whole thing with the licensing and the deals. So we'll get into that in a little bit, but holy fucking shit, dude.
I'm so excited. I am of the opinion still that I think Stormlight might be better than in an animated show than in like a live action setting, because I think he's talked about it elsewhere somewhere, because I think he posted a video about it, funnily enough, where it's like, oh, how the Cosmere inspired Arcane, where the Arcane studio was like, oh yeah, we were inspired by the Cosmere. And then when I heard that for the first time, I was like, so you guys would like to make a Cosmere show is what I'm hearing. Because I think the Cosmere could really look really great animated by the Arcane animators, but
I think it could. There's a world, there's a realm, but the video that I watched, he talks about that as well. So again, very
That's really
topical,
funny.
very
That's really
topical
funny.
sort of thing when he's talking about it. But we can get into that because you said you wanted to start with watching something, right? We wanted to do a little react segment to start the stream.
Because he uploaded in like one of the update videos from this week was the screen rates in Apple TV weekly update thing. So
yes, his the Sanderson weekly update. He does these every week. I don't watch all of them. I'm not, again, sometimes I'm not.
No, me neither.
Just as a person, I mean, he's talked about this as well. He talked about this in that video, the Worldcon Q&A from 2025. He talks about like he feels emotions differently than other people. Homie's autistic and he knows it. You know what I mean? So that there's an amount of like, how much do you want to listen to an autistic white boy? Yep. I mean, anyone listening to this, I mean, clearly they enjoy listening to autistic white boys yap. So
yeah, clearly.
Regardless, weekly update. Pause.
Weekly update.
Relax. Hey, you chillax, mister. Now, the issue is I can't send audio to you, to not you, and stream. So we'll have to either sync audio or you will have to mute me as we watch this, and then we'll come back together. Or you can mute your side and we play simultaneously with the audio playing on my side.
Before, so
fine by me. 1 second. Let's go to our viewer. Let me shift myself over a little bit. Okay, we want
I need to make it smaller, actually. Now that you say it.
Boom.
Yeah, I think it does once again look on my side a little bit like we're sitting on his desk, which is always the funniest way this plays out.
It's perfect. Relax, Sanderson. Hey, relax, man. Relax. Every time I hit 0, it starts playing automatically. What the fuck? Okay. All right, we ready?
Okay. Yes.
I'm gonna hit 0 on go. I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1, go, then hit 0, which should start it at the very beginning. Okay.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, button.
Hey, Brandon here with your weekly update. This is a big one. You may have read the thumbnail. You may have seen the news. But I am adding a brand new percentage bar to my website, the Mistborn screenplay, which is at bing 2%. Not a lot of movement on that yet, but let's talk Hollywood. It came out last week that I have signed with Apple to do Mistborn and Stormlight.
I hate that I have his
Cosmere
beard.
In general. I've long been
I just realized I have his beard.
A partner, not somebody just to sell things off to. This is how I roll. This is what I've been trying for years. This one feels different. I warned you some things were happening. Back in May, I flew out to Hollywood and did pitches to all the major streamers and studios. I had a lot of great experiences. Like I said, things were different this time around. I hadn't done this in many years because I've been working with friends to try to get things made over at Epic. And this time I was with studio heads. I was meeting really exciting people who are doing really interesting things. And basically everybody tried to bid on Mistborn and Stormlight. So at the end of the day, I ended up picking Apple. Right? There's a lot of reasons for this.
It is the modern Lord of the Rings.
Really like the vibe. I like the vibe of a lot of these meetings. There weren't any bad
I guess that makes Dune the modern
group.
Star Wars.
Part of it was the amount of control that Apple was willing to offer me. But it's less about control and it's more about the partnership. And the partnership felt right with Apple. I really like how they've been doing Apple TV Plus, and they're very careful rollout of specific
They just make
films.
great shit.
Our goal right now is to do Mistborn still as a feature.
I heard that everything Apple TV's been putting out has just been really good.
Dude.
That could change as these things happen, as we work and develop these things. But I get to write the screenplay for Mistborn, and I will be showrunner on the Stormlight show. Not the sole
That's crazy.
I will be
I think that's
co-showing
ideal.
with someone. So
That's
we're gonna be
ideal, I
hunting
think.
down that
But
person.
Having
the
the
dude's
author
taking
be,
on
like, the
so
one who
much.
writes.
And I've been warning you guys for a while now. This will
True,
impact
true, but
my
I do
writing
think
schedule.
like having the author
Not
be
to the
both
point
showrunner
that
and
I think
also
you need to
write
worry.
the script
Mistborn
for the
Ghostbloods
movie
is
or the
going
script
to
for the
be on
movie
time
is
in
definitely
2028,
ideal because like
and
he
the
knows what
trilogy
he
should
would
be
cut
1 year
for
thereafter.
like a
It won't
screen
impact
adaptation and what
Stormlight,
he
other than
like
the
how
fact
he
that I've
imagines
kind
it.
of already
So
built this time in. Part of the reason why I knew I was going to need some more time here is I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff with Hollywood. I'm going to be
So yeah,
making
he's thinking about it. He's
these
thinking about it.
things
He's
come out
aware.
right.
yeah.
Which
And
also
that
in the
begins with
video
me
again,
writing
very
a
topical.
fantastic screenplay.
I was
Very
talking
topical.
shit. I was talking shit. I said it's not going to be topical, but it
Share
was.
with Apple and everybody in the coming months, so you can follow along. This is going to be my full-time work for the next few months. I am scheduled to turn that in summer. So we'll see how long it takes me to do
I'm
a
really
screenplay.
excited to
I've
see
done
who they're
several
going to
before,
cast
but
for
nothing on
who.
this level. So that's
I can
where we
see the
are,
movie. I
and,
think I know
I'm
where.
excited.
I think I know
Hopefully,
him well enough
we will be
now
able
to
do
know
more
where
announcements
he's going to cut
as
what.
we eventually get people attached. That
Yeah.
would be very exciting, but there's nobody attached right now, so I have no announcements on that. So keep your eyes open. Eventually, we'll be able to talk about other people that might be jumping in to be involved. But right now, I am just really happy. I just got back yesterday from Hollywood, had a bunch of meetings with Apple, and they all went really well. Like, this feels really different this time. I think this one is really going to happen. That's no promise. It's no guarantee. If you go back
you
to my
hear
State
the
of Sanderson,
pain.
you see that I had like
Yeah,
10 steps
yeah.
outlined. And
I
I still,
think-
He's clearly
this only
been
puts
wanting
us
to
out of
do
the
it.
10 on like step 2 or 3.
He's in the hope it's like
So
5
this is
years,
very far
dude.
along.
5 years of
These aren't
suffering.
coming next year, but I'm confident. Confident this time that it's going to go really well. So follow along. Join me as
With the
I write
confidence
the
of
screenplay.
Europe
Hear
marching
me
into
grouse
India.
about how difficult it is to take a 200,000 word book and condense it to a 2-hour movie. And
2 hour.
Yeah, that'll be in
2
That's,
hours.
that's a little
Be our
slip
next
there.
6
That's
months
that's
or
his
so.
goal.
I
He
should
wants a
be able
2
to get some
hour.
other work in at the same time. Songrise 3.0 is at Bing 35%. So that's going to be some fun bings for the next few months, isn't it? As we work on the screenplay. So stay tuned. Also, really exciting, we're now about a month away from the launch of our next crowdfund, the Hoyd Storybook Campaign. So starting this week, we're going to really start ramping up for that on Backer
I
Kit.
saw the
So
trailer
keep
for
an eye
that
out
this
on
morning.
my socials. We'll be doing
I
some
watched
fun
that.
content and things like that as we lead up to
I don't
the
know
big
why
day.
he's always
Anyway,
bald in my head.
We'll
He's only bald
we
because
will
I guess
see.
Wit's bald, right?
I might have
Is Whit
no,
bald?
Whit isn't
appointments
bald.
next week that prevent
No.
me
Oh, he's
from
got black
appearing.
hair?
We're
Whit
not
has never-
sure yet.
In my
Whit's never
mind,
been
Wit's
bald.
bald as shit.
But,
In my
if
mind,
not,
No.
Wit's
you
fucking
might see me next week.
slime bald.
No,
Like,
no.
fucking-
Whit notably, this reveals very funny things about my recommended YouTube thing. No, Whit has never been. No.
In my mind, he's
Whit has
bald.
never
That's
been
just
bald.
that's just what's in my head. I mean, it's bald as shit. I've
No,
always
Whit has-
imagined him pale as shit, bald as the sun. That's what I imagine him looking straight up. That's what's in my head. I can't tell you why, but that's what's been in my head.
No, I'm pretty sure they describe him as an Alethi man. He looks like an Alethi man.
Well, Alethi
in
man
his,
can't be
like,
bald.
Stormlight disguise.
What's wrong with Alethi man being bald?
Nothing. I'm just like they describe him having like
My
the
man
dark
fucking
hair.
shined out, Mr. Clean. Got the
You're thinking of Zach.
No, I'm thinking of Wit. I'm thinking of Wit. That's
Why are you
in my
picturing
mind.
Zeph as Wit?
I don't know why Wit in my mind is as bald as Zeth. I'm not confusing the two. I'm being fully serious. I'm thinking early Stormlight, you know, the first time we see him, he's like posted up at the entrance to the party. He's roasting everyone,
Yeah.
clean uniform, bald. That's what's in my head. I'm not joking, dog. I
That's
wish I was
so
joshing
funny.
you right now.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I always thought there was like a funny, I thought that was like a thing. That it was like, oh, he's bald like Zeth. Like, not that that's a thing that there's like just one of those things that's a comparison that could be made between the two. But I know, though, you know what the funny thing is? I also know that's wrong, but I continue to imagine him that way. Oh, it's like, yeah, it's gonna be really weird whoever they cast to be bald. That'll be fun to see. Just fucking bald cap, hair
I'm gonna
poking
when the
out.
casting comes out, I am gonna edit a picture of whoever
Just
the person is they're
bald as
playing with,
shit.
just as bald.
Oh my god, I
I am
can't.
really excited.
We
I'm
gotta
really excited for the
we
casting.
gotta play casting games. Try to figure out who we think the
We
best fits are. That's just
we
too.
do. I don't know that many actors to play a
Me
proper
neither,
casting game,
dude.
I
All the
think.
actors I could think of. Well, even then, that's kind of the fun. You can think of like actors throughout the ages. Like if you could find the perfect person to be certain people, you know what I mean? Like I showed you that dude
Yes.
who's playing Mr. 3. He's got the again, like I
Yes,
know,
yes,
like
yes,
I
yes,
said,
yes.
I know he's supposed to have black hair in Stormlight. Again, now I think we've been sort of toting a line that we wanted to talk about and get into as we enter a new era of the archive era 2, whatever
Yes.
you want to call it. But trying to be a bit more mindful about spoilers for this episode. I think this episode's probably gonna be, we'll call it, I think we'll have like a tier system of spoilers where they'll be like a full spoiler, like we're going all in, we're talking about it. There'll be specific episodes, probably like every time we do a thing, we'll do something that's no spoilers or very very light spoilers, if any at all. And then do a shorter episode where we're just talking about like the specifics of
About
what
the
happened,
spoilers.
and then we
Yes.
do another episode that's all spoilers, like that.
Yes.
And be a little bit more intentional with that. For this one though, I think we're gonna keep it at like a moderate level, right? There's gonna be some light spoilers. There's just some facts about the Stormlight Archives that if we're talking about an adaptation happening, or the Mistborn in general, the adaptations happening, there are things that are going to be spoiled. Like it's impossible to talk about that as a concept in an interesting way without spoiling some things.
Without spoiling.
So
Yeah,
we're
I
gonna.
fully agree.
I think for this one, since we're talking adaptation, we're talking about things like that. I think it'll be okay and important to just let that be what it is here. But also be mindful and not spoil huge chunks, right?
Yes, I agree.
Keep things where we can, and then if we want to, if we're feeling like we want to do like a deep spoil, we can have a deep spoil, go to the spoil corner, whatever we want to call it, the spoiled section of the fridge, the drawer where you keep all the gross stuff. You know what I'm talking about. You put a vegetable in there that you're definitely gonna cook with, and then you cook the thing forgetting that it's there. You're like, oh, I'll cook it in the next thing I cook. It's not going in the next thing you cook. And then you grab the bag. It's a little like slimy. I don't know why it always gets slimy. You know, have you ever felt slimy lettuce? We'll go to the slimy lettuce area. Okay, that's where we'll go later if we feel the need to.
Okay.
If we need to.
Can I say in this moment, I think in this moment, if I were like an outside person looking in, who's familiar with D&D, I think I could tell that you were a DM.
I've been doing more like
vivid, spontaneous description.
For me, that's like my stand up. That's my stand up. I've been doing a lot more. I've been thinking about getting into stand up like properly. So I've been
I think
I've
you
been working
would
on
be
that.
really funny as a stand-up comedian, actually.
Yeah, I just need to put work into it. You know what I mean? I mean, we all know I love to just sit and yap for 5 uncontinued minutes. I could do that, but like making it funny and interesting and like performing it. You know what I mean? I like performing for you guys. I like doing it for my friends, and then now I'm recording it and putting it on the internet, and it's the most awkward thing I've ever done. But here we are. I just love talking about this. And there's no reason not to record this, because I think more people should be talking about this fucking series because it's so goddamn cool.
Oh my god.
Dude.
Oh, sorry. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
The video I watched just ties in so much with this that I'm just gonna kind of like start talking about mine, if that's cool.
Please,
and then if there's anything from your video that you feel like chimes in, or you want to like jump in, please fucking interrupt me, because I just the video I watched was the specific video. It was from Worldcon, but I want to make sure I get the video right. So if people want to go,
who gets plot armor? I think it was.
Yes, it's who gets plot armor and why. Can I tell you, first of all, most clickbait fucking title I've ever seen in my fucking life. Not one question directly talking about plot armor in that, or maybe there was, and I was just too locked into doing the dishes this morning when I was listening to the back half of it. But there was he was talking a lot about like Mistborn as a concept and what his sort of like vision for it was at the core idea of it. He talked about like why he writes so much and how he's able to write so much. And talks about some issues that he had with his publisher that led to him feeling like he was pushing his books out too fast and they were not getting the polish that he felt like they needed or wanted to. And he talks about that. He talks about his new production philosophy, and then he talks about his past and history with trying to adapt the Stormlight archives. So with talking about the video we just watched, I figured, although that's a little bit later in the video, that's a little bit more interesting to talk about, right?
Yes, absolutely. Please lay it on me.
So he mentioned it in there a little bit. He was working with Epic Games.
Oh yeah. I remember I was talking about that a while back.
Yes. So 5 years ago, him and his buddy Tim Mustard.
Sorry.
Is real man Tim Mustard of Epic Games is one of the co-creators of Fortnite and poignantly from my childhood, the creator of Infinity Blade. Brandon Sanderson wrote an Infinity Blade book. He bridged the game between games 1 and 2, and he wrote a full-length novel for Mr. Mustard, as we'll call him. The respect that Mr. Mustard deserves. So Mr. Mustard and Brandy Sandy are really good friends. And they went.
Sorry, we put respect on Mr. Mustard, but we don't put respect on Mr. Sanderson.
No, we're best friends. It's cool. We're friends, so we can call him that.
Okay, I see.
No,
well, you don't know Mr. Mustard.
We know. I don't know Mr. Mustard like that, and he deserves the respect. Okay.
Of course.
I think he might have been a colonel at some point, but I digress. So, oh no, sorry, not Tim Mustard, Donald Mustard. My apologies, Donald Mustard.
That's worse.
Donald Mustard. Don Mustard, if you will. Don, can I call you Don, Mr. Mustard? Don Mustard and Brandy Sandy go to the creator of Epic Games, and they're like, "Hey, man, this what was the specific thing? I think it wasn't Arcane. There was another thing that I think it was Amazon. Somebody had been doing an adaptation. It might have been Lord of the Rings. I can't now. I'm upset that I didn't. I'm upset that I didn't write down the specific one. But they're like, there's other people that are doing adaptations that are doing really well. Epic Games could get into this. I think it was, and so he's working with Epic. He worked with Epic and was working with Epic for 5 years trying to get this movie made. They went through casting. They had a script written out. They did a whole thing, and it all fell apart. So
what?
I don't think Sanderson has a very good taste in his mouth for working with Epic Games.
No, understandable.
Because if I had to bet, especially you think about what's been coming out over the last 5 years out of Epic Games.
Yeah.
Arcane. They were like, we've got our cash cow, buddy. We're not worried about Mistborn. We'll get to it when we'll get to it. Arcane's doing great.
That's sad.
And so he goes in, and I mean, this is me, right? This is speculation, but I used to work in the industry. This is kind of what happens, right? It's like, we have our cash cow. Let's make the fucking money we can off of this. We'll get to Mistborn. He's doing fine over there. Luckily, very luckily, they aren't complete scumbags, because when he's like, hey, I want my shit back, they're like, fine, you just got to pay us what we paid you. And so he was able, just clean cost, exact same amount. They didn't charge him extra or anything, and they gave him all of his rights back.
That's good. That's crazy.
Right? So they apparently there is like they had cast it. They had fully cast it. So he's probably got casting decisions in his mind. Some of them are probably too old now. Like some of the people in Mistborn are young.
Oh yeah, true.
So there's a lot kind of
true.
going around there. So poignantly also he talks about in getting it animated. Even then, he talked about in his mind, he had it locked in. Mistborn's a theatrical release, Stormlight's a series. That's always been his mindset.
Sense.
That's what he's always wanted.
That makes sense.
The budget.
Stormlight being.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Stormlight being this long would only make sense as a show, because if you tried to condense. What's the audiobook? Like 50-hour audiobooks into like a 2-hour movie? You're cutting too much. You're cutting way too much.
I mean, then you're doing like Dune part 1, 2, 3 type shit. You know what I mean? Which I mean, I also wouldn't hate to see. Yeah. You know what I would love? Real shit, real talk, gun to my head. I want them to go the anime route and do series and movies. Give me a movie of the big moments. You know what I mean?
That would be cool.
And then so it's like all of a sudden the vibe changes. Because that's the whole thing with the books too, right? Like all of a sudden you get to the moment and everything feels different now. Like everything you're in that moment.
Yes.
Like I think that could be a fun route, but you know, we'll see. He's got his mind made. Clearly the one thing I worry about is I think he's a little bit more comfortable with camp in a way that doesn't have the awareness that campiness has, and it makes it a little more awkward and cringe. Citing the World Hopper Ball. Love the idea, love the concept. Every time I look at pictures, I'm like, I don't want to go to this. This does not seem very interesting to me. This does not look like it has the polish that I want out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But apparently they did Mistborn in London. That's fire. Like that's just built for that. You know what I mean?
That's the saddest thing I've heard all week. They did it in London, and oh my god, I'm so sad. Oh my god, I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed. It
happens.
I'm so sad.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. But so in talking about animation, it's very interesting when he's talking about like the live action. The budget isn't an issue. But he's worried about securing the budget he would need for an animated series of the caliber that he would want to make. Because
that makes sense.
To make a thing that he wants, what Sanderson would want like Demon Slayer level quality. The way like Demon Slayer, every episode's a fucking movie quality animation. That's what he wants, and that's expensive. That's very expensive to do.
And I think it's also always more difficult to secure than live action funding because studios still don't put as much respect as they should on animation. You know, they're like, oh, this is just going to be for kids. This animation is just for kids. I think that mindset is still there.
Oh,
so
for
they're
sure.
just going to be like, we're not going to give you the budget that you would want to make this as you want.
I mean, and then you look at Critical Role with the Mighty Nine and Vox Machina. Like they're good. Yeah. They're definitely good, solid shows for the budget that they were able to have. I'm sure that's better than any live action product that they could have made at the time.
Yeah.
But
for sure,
there's definitely like a quality loss. Same with the One Piece live action. If I'm really honest, there's a part of me that's like, again, kind of like the campiness reaching into cringe a little bit, where I'm like,
that's why I haven't watched it.
It's good. I still think it's enjoyable. I still stand by it's enjoyable because they highlight different things in different ways, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I've just not. I am always really interested in who they cast. Like I'm always really interested in the casting decisions. But also at the same time, I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Beth and I enjoy it. Beth and I really enjoy it. like even as someone, you know me, I am an enemy of cringe. I hate cringe with every fiber of my being. There's no part of me that enjoys cringe. I'd be lying if I said I didn't experience a moment or two of it, but what it does in representing the early story of One Piece in a new way is phenomenal. It secures and confirms a lot of Oda's intentions because, again, much like talking about actually One Piece live action, I think is probably the best comparison right now in terms of an adaptation that's doing really, really well. Exactly like we're talking about, it's not really like well done. It's not like a perfect piece of art. I'm not going to give it a 9 out of 10. I might not even give it an 8 out of 10 in terms of like overall quality. And as much as in terms of what I enjoyed, I'd say I'd give it an 8 out of 10, but I would not say it's 8 out of 10 in quality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know it's not a good product. Sanderson would hate making that. Sanderson would not make a product that felt like that.
Yes. That's so true. That is so true.
But Oda's doing even more than Sanderson is at a different kind of level, where Sanderson's going for kind of width, Oda's going for a sort of depth. So he's like, I'm down to just be he's basically like an executive producer that approves things. He's like, he trusts his showrunner. The showrunner makes all the decisions, but Oda's not like in there. But Oda's also got a lot of health issues. He's been struggling with stuff, it seems. So like there's going to be those differences. But like Sanderson becoming the showrunner, again, it sounds like he's aware. It sounds like he's very aware. That's a job.
Yeah.
That's a full fucking job this dude is doing now. He's like, I'm taking a break from being an author. Yeah, that sounds good. Love you.
Hi, Beth.
Ivy says hi.
Bye, Beth.
She also says hi.
Hi. Yay. But yeah, I think maybe he needs to do like when I'm doing a lot of the same for a really long time, even if I enjoy it, like I do a lot of the same at my job, and I do like enjoy the sameness of it, but it does, you do get tired of it eventually. You need a break. So I can understand if he's like, I'm taking this on to like still be doing something, but to be having a break from being an author, you know, and to like, you know, maybe refresh the creative juices by rehashing something he's already done.
Because he's just writing something else,
kind of
right?
author, yeah.
So funny you mentioned that. Again, like I said, incredibly topical video, this Worldcon video.
Hilarious.
He talked about the reason why he's able to write so much is because he's jumping around in genre so much. Is like he alternates and does these things. That's why he'll knock out a random novella. Is like he's doing that in between. So he's like, he'll write a high fantasy thing, then he'll write a more science fiction-y thing, then he'll write like a Western thing. And it is this jumping around that lets him keep making more and more things. But I think like he's acknowledged in that State of the Sanderson, he's been doing too much and he knows it. Yeah.
I'm glad he can acknowledge it. Sometimes, you know, people are like can't acknowledge that they're doing too much at a time and just like, you know, keep going until like they fall over. But I'm glad he can acknowledge like, yeah, I'm doing a lot, possibly even too much, you know?
Well, I think a part of that, also, again, this Worldcon video, just beautiful, was talking about how, so he starts talking about like the average production cycle as like a novelist, as someone who writes novels. The typical publishing cycle from submitting your book to the publisher having like edited, done all the art, gotten everything done, and then releasing it is typically like 18 to 24 months. That's like the average time frame for that to happen. Sanderson claims that basically as his books got more and more popular, his publisher would realize that they had a Sanderson book sitting in processing And if they were to release that book sooner, they would be able to get more money on their books and show more profits. And so as they realized this, it became a sort of ramping thing, which, I mean, if you look at the release schedule of the books, the gaps in the early days were a lot longer than they have been in the most recent years. So that that does line up, right? Like the gap between Stormlight 1 and 2 and 3, I imagine were a little bit longer than we got between 4 and 5.
Yeah.
And then that's why now we're getting such a huge gap between 5 and 6. But that's another thing that I'll talk about later. But it got to a point. So again, 18 to 24 months. That's the average, right? It got to a point where he was submitting manuscripts and the publisher was churning it out in 6 months.
Jesus.
So they were turning him into a machine. Literally. Like they're just keep cranking him out, buddy. Yeah, you got it. We'll put it out. We'll put it out. So, and he acknowledged it started to have rushed editing, though it did not feel like they were getting enough time in editing. And he acknowledged and agreed with that.
That makes then also sense for what we felt for 5. If they rushed the editing, then that overlooks a lot. And then, that just makes a lot of sense.
Speaking of Stormlight 5, to keep it very spoiler light, like vague and free, there was a Q&A question where people were talking about like he's talking about like his writing process. Like people ask him about like how he does his research, and he goes on this whole long tangent. He goes on to like 4 different tangents answering this one question about his research process. And in that process, he talks about his outlining process and how characters make decisions. He talks about how he doesn't outline characters. He outlines the story and then lets the characters make the decisions. And Stormlight 5 specifically, sometimes he will have a decision mapped out from the beginning of a character and get to the decision and in that moment change his mind. And there was a character at the end of Stormlight 5 that was supposed to make a very different decision. And his an entire story was built up to making a decision that went another direction. At the very end of Stormlight 5. So we could that was something very interesting. Some very interesting little wink, little confirmation that he loves to do that. His favorite, because he's like, it's going to take so long for me to get here and no one's ever going to know this. The hell?
Everything okay?
Someone's banging outside. 1 second. Let me just check on this.
Well, people, now it's just the Pixel Show. I don't have anything to say. I went to London. It was nice. It was great. We went to see the Abba Void show, which was great, which is nice. It was beautiful. Oh my god. Gorgeous. Incredible show. It's this like hologram show. Which, there goes Ollie. Well, shelf that for another time. Hello, I was entertaining the stream.
Yeah, dog. I got no idea what the fuck that was. Someone was pissed.
Damn.
But yeah, but on the
characters making decisions was where we were.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of where the best place to pivot to. Yeah, but I like the whole adaptation, the whole. Oh, dude, I'm just so excited. I'm very excited.
Me too. Oh my god.
It's this Worldcon video kind of confirmed for me that he's aware of the issues. I think that's what I felt like we were really concerned about. Like, does he know? Is he aware?
Does he know? Yeah. Is he aware of like how they're turning out? But apparently he is. And I mean, it seems like, I hope that like he like was able to clear that out with his publisher to be like, hey, needs a bit more polish.
Yeah.
I think it was me, I'd be pissed. I'd be so pissed.
Yeah, it's like you're making my shit
I'd
worse.
be mad.
You're making I make a beautiful product and you're making it worse. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's like I give this to you to look over and to edit and to like, you know, make it better than I could ever make it, and you're just like, oh, this is fine, let's send it to the press. No, that's not the deal that we agreed on.
Like you've been failing at your job. I pay you to do a job and you're not doing your job. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah. Oh my god.
But he's got a whole new strategy mapped out, and he talks about it in that Worldcon video. So he's like 18 to 24 months is how long it's supposed to take. That's how long it's going to take. I'm going to, on my own, in-house, before I give it to my publishers, go through, and once I finish a process, so he starts writing, he submits it to his own people and has his own sort of internal process going.
Yeah.
That will take 2 years to do. So he's going to finish Ghost Bloods this year is his goal. Like, he's going to get through all of the Ghost Blood series, like Ghost Bloods being like this sprint that he's doing.
Yeah.
So that way he can start writing Stormlight by 2027. That's his goal. He wants to start writing Stormlight 6 by 2027. So he's getting through. So his goal is his manuscript takes like a year. So Ghost Bloods 1 book, I believe, just finished. He just finished writing that one. So now he's going to do Ghost Bloods 2, 2026, finish Ghost Bloods 3, 2027, start Stormlight 6 as soon as he finishes that. Hopefully, right? That's the goal. And then as those books get submitted, so he's writing the books one a year, and then they're getting put into a 2-year like production cycle
review process. Yeah.
So if he does stick to his timeline and he starts Stormlight 6 2027, he finishes it 2028, starts the 2-year process, we get it 2030 instead of 2031. So that's why we're getting a 6-year fucking hiatus.
On Stormlight. That's so understandable though.
So because he's like, absolutely. I don't want that. And it's just like what Oda's doing, right? Look at the One Piece anime. Literally, they're like, we can't keep going at the pace we're going. We're not making the quality of product we want to be making. I love it. I love to see this because, I mean, we've been talking about this privately, how much just the general quality of media has been going down.
Yeah. And especially I've been like rewatching my favorite One Piece arc because I've been getting back into One Piece.
Nice.
That my favorite arc being Punk Hazard because Caesar's one of my favorite villains. And I skip 5 minutes of an episode. Just the beginning, which is just like the reiteration of like what we've done in the last 20 episodes. Which I also get. Like, I know they have to really pad it out to keep up with not to catch up to the manga, you know? Like, I get it, but also at the same time it's like, oh, here we go again.
Well, I mean, to me, that's more, in my mind, that's more of the anime of it all. You know what I mean? Less of
true
because there's lots of very valid criticisms for One Piece's pacing, and especially in the later arcs where Beth and I are going through this new rewatch. You can really feel it in Dressrosa. That's where it really starts to get into a struggle.
Dressrosa. Skull also says, I've not watched Whole Cake Island. I've only read Whole Cake Island. Skull also says Whole Cake Island, the first half is really bad, and then also Wano. I've watched a few bits of Wano, but like like there's a point where they're all like on the ships and where I know like, oh, this is like a page or two, and then they have like multiple shots of and it drags on over like the end of that episode and then a good beginning of the next episode where I'm like, this is taking forever.
No,
where are we?
When I tell you, especially as someone who's watched all of these now multiple times, Wano not yet. I'm coming up on my second watch of Wano right now because we're in the middle of Whole Cake. Whole Cake, it's not even so. It's what people feel like is bad is Wano. Wano was the problem. Wano has more like recutting and things. And again, all of this is adaptation. That's why anime is such an easy pull, because all of anime is adaptation, right? It's such a perfect sort of lens to look at the potential from, and then Oda is just the one doing it best. So seeing how he's been adapting One Piece, like Wano became so bad they changed studios. Think about that.
Wow.
I
didn't even
it's a new group of people. It's an entirely new group of people doing One Piece now, because they were doing such a bad job. It literally was, because, and again, it's there needs to be, you need to keep up with the anime, you need to let that happen. But if you do that in a way that affects the quality, what are we doing? It's the capitalistic infection of media, right?
Media. Yep.
You need to churn out recipes for it. You know what I mean?
That kind of brings me over to my video, which was the we are art, the problems with AI art, or the pitfalls of AI art thing, where he also kind of talks about that. He talks about specifically an Oscar Wilde quote, where at the beginning of Dorian Gray, which one of the books that I really like a lot, where let me pull it up. He puts it on the screen at some point. Where Oscar Wilde writes that we can forgive a man for making a useful thing as long as he does not admire it. The only excuse for making a useless thing is that one admires it intensely. All art is quite useless, which I don't know if I quite agree on that, but it does have like a point. Like AI is a really like useful tool, but
it is a tool. It is a paintbrush. It is a hammer.
And he talks about essentially, like, he was like, again, he like talks about a lot of the issues that I also have with AI, where it's like, oh, if it was environmentally bad, and if it was completely clean, I wouldn't have a problem with it. If there was an ethical way to source all of the information AI draws from, I wouldn't. I would still have a problem with it. And then also, even if it was still ethical, I would still have a problem with it. And he talks about his first manuscript, where he says it's quite bad. Like the first one that he then, it turns into a graphic novel. I completely blank on which one it is. But he says it's like, this is quite bad because it was like part Dune, part Les Miserables, and then like also part something else, part Wheel of Time. And then he wrote it, but he's like, and at the end of the process, he had it, and he's like, I did this, I finished this, which is also my big point, where it's like, it's not about the end product, but because if it's about just the product, that's capitalism. It's a capitalistic mindset of, this is just about the product, the thing that I have in the end, that I can, it's nice, and I can look at it, and I can read. What in the end art is about is the process. It's about like your process of getting better at writing, or your process getting better at drawing, or just at anything that you do. It's always you like put your love and your sweat and your everything in, and then you have it, and then you're so proud and happy. And I can like, as someone who draws a lot more than I currently, like, I finished a lot of more drawing projects than I finished writing projects. Every time I look at the end of a project at something, I'm like, I did this, and then I look at the little counters, like, how many hours did I put into this? It's like, and then I go show it around, like, this is how many hours it took me to look at it.
Exactly that, though. You're not incorrect. Art to the artist is the process, right? But art is also the to be consumed. I mean, in that, the way that art is useless, right? It is useless to capitalism in the way that it doesn't, or society, one might argue, because it doesn't have a tangible output beyond human enjoyment or positivity, and that can't be valued. Exactly. Right? No. But that does have value to the artist. To me, the reason why I create is not the process. If I'm truly honest with you, in my bones, I'm not a big fan of making the art. I like having done it and then have someone go pat, good job. That's what I like. That's like, and I consider myself an artist. You know what I mean? But again, it's the different kinds of artists, right? Where it's like, I lean more into like the comedy and the writing, sort of like creative presentation side of things, where you're a lot more of like a tangible, like a thing that is done that you do and then have to show off. I'm not making a thing that is shown off in the same way, but the process is, you're not wrong, right? The art is the process, but the art is also the product. In my mind,
I think
they're equally true in my mind.
I think the what he says at the end of is like he started out with that there in 2010 there was an article by someone whose name I have forgotten, who was like, video games can't be art, and obviously that's wrong. Video games can be and are art. I'll put that out there. Have a cold take. Video games are art.
No
and
way.
he was like, he was like, I'm
based.
worried that AI is like the same thing that's like, we're all kind of just resisting against it, but or that he's just resisting against it because it's the new thing, as people were resisting against, like, people were resisting against change. But yeah, in the end, he's like, you put your soul into everything that you make. And it's he was like, it's about the process and about what you put into it while you're making it. And it's like, no matter how much you like refine a prompt or whatever, it's just like, it's the machine outputting what you tell it.
I think the core of my issue with AI and the whole conversation around AI is a misunderstanding at like a cultural, societal level of what it means to do something as an individual, right? Look at CEOs and the cost gap, or the wage gap between a CEO who was the original founder and started everything and got everything set up and deserves an amount of pay for doing nothing now because they did all that work in the past that set the foundation. I'm not going to argue that these people don't deserve something, right? But the gap between how much these people are being paid versus the people actually doing the work, right? But in society's mind, in culture's mind, it is the CEO doing the harder job than the laborer. And I just don't agree with that at a fundamental level. The issue is when people are talking about AI, they're talking about it like, I made this, and they genuinely think that. When that just fundamentally is not the case, because someone else did it. Something else did it, right? It's like having a bucket of paint, and then you pour that bucket of paint into a new bucket, and you're like, I made this paint. This is my paint now. And you slap your little name. But I mean, that's what people are doing, right? Drop shipping. This is what capitalism has done to creation, to doing these things. I feel like the craziest hippie in the world talking about it like this. But it's crazy how invasive that has become in everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But it is a tool. It is a truly good, beneficial tool. I believe this. There are issues with companies and governments and what they are allowing. There are grandiose issues. My issue is people are attacking the wrong things in my mind, because the stuff that doctors are doing with this. Have you heard of CRISPR?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
CRISPR's crazy, dog. We're advancing science hundreds of years. You know what I mean? We're saving thousands upon thousands of lives every day with AI. And because there are some incredibly evil people manipulating other incredibly evil people into destroying the planet, actively.
Yeah,
Like we're
yeah.
not. That's my issue is when people are like denying that that's an issue. That's a fucking issue. We know that's an issue.
Yeah, it's probably because I've been talking about it a lot recently. You're probably familiar with, or I assume are you familiar with British Minecraft YouTuber, creator of Bed Wars, and admin of Hermitcraft, Exuma Void?
No, I know that that's a person that could exist, but I've never heard his name.
Yeah, he's a British Minecraft YouTuber. He's all of these things. Who I've been like watching kind of obsessively the past like month since the new Hermitcraft season started up, and he talks about this as well a lot in his streams. Where he's also like, yeah, like generative. He's also of the opinion like generative AI is like not great. It's bad because a lot of these models are destroying the planet and sending like people's towns into droughts and whatnot, but like also the like way we use it for science is good and it's great, and the way we use it in the medical field, like you can't equate these two things with one another. Like not all I think he said a while back that not all, or he didn't say it, maybe it's like, but it's how I saw it, like not all AI is created equally or like equally bad. Like a lot of AI is pretty good.
Well, it's because the issue is that these power stations, it's not like generative AI needs to use more. Like it does use more power, but the power is fractional. What the issue is are these companies claiming that they need to expand and build these when they don't. Yeah. It's when they don't. The whole thing, I believe it was John Oliver. It was either John Oliver or John Stewart. It feels like a John Oliver thing where he talked about going in depth of these power stations, and what it boils down to is this whole AI bubble, which is popping right now. I don't know if you've seen this. The stock market's fucking plummet, but that's different. Different podcast. Different podcast. We'll hold off on that conversation. But that AI bubble created a sort of expectation and an idea for things that they could eventually do, and that they would eventually need this stuff. So they're getting using horrific money to the bribing of horrific people by horrific people to build something that actively harms an area, and then paying ecologists, whoever the people are that go and check, to be like, no, this is cool and normal and good and not affecting it, even though it clearly is. Like the issue isn't the fact that AI exists and is doing these things, and then the information of it all, the theft of the data on the internet that has existed because we were never smart enough to put any intelligence IP laws on the internet and what people were creating. It was literally just Wild West. So they're just taking advantage of the fact that there's no laws. And as they're making the laws, they're paying the people who are making the laws to be favorable to them. Like there are bigger issues, because there are companies that are trying to do these things in ways that are ethical, and it is being done and at carbon neutral levels. Like it is doable and functional, and they should be forced to do that. But then there should also not be companies that explode the earth to get oil out of it. But here we are. You know what I mean? Like people just want the world's so fucked, we need something to be mad at. Right? We all just are looking for something to be fucking mad at. And your brain wants to get mad at something, so we're going to find the thing, and it's valid to be mad at because there's a lot of disgusting things going on with it. But there's just for me, I always just get sad because I can't separate them. I can't do it in my mind. It's all the same. For me, the TikTok algorithm is the same as these other AIs. Like, AI's been around, gang. We've been getting manipulated by this shit. It just, I get so tinfoil hatty about this. And I get so self-conscious. I don't want to sound like a crazy person, but it's not crazy anymore, dog.
Yeah.
Hurts my brain.
God,
Hurts my little brain.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was the video I watched.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, his stance
Yeah.
definitely makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's just the common sense stance, I think. It's one of those things where it's like,
Mhm.
you're all right. You might be a white boy, but you're doing okay, man. You've got a little bit of respect there. You get another day. You get another pass, okay? You get
For
it.
the fact that he's Mormon too, right?
Yeah, don't forget it. Yeah, that's why he's on thin ice. We're not taking him off that thin ice. We're keeping a close eye on him, but he gets a pass for another day because he's at least chilling.
Yeah.
And he's not being weird about it, at least.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
here's a fun thing. One thing that I did find a little interesting. He talked about one of the questions in the Q&A was a character who he felt the most like aligned with in the way that it felt the most like him. This is what he says.
Okay.
This is the character that I feel like I felt the most like. Who do you think that character is out of we'll say the Cosmere as a whole?
I would think that it's like Hoyd/Wit, just because like Hoyd is this storyteller who's like everywhere, and he's like not the catalyst, but like not the catalyst for a lot of these stories, but he's in a lot of these stories. So he's in the end that one that kind of I always felt Hoyd is kind of the storyteller of the Cosmere, you know. So
It is not a Hoyd. It is in fact
Yeah.
Sazed.
Oh.
For some reason,
Huh.
he's like, yeah, I'm Sazed. That feels, I don't know why, it feels worse than if he said Kelsier. Like, that feels worse to me. Or like Adolin. Like that feels worse.
Dalinar.
I'm like the cool monk guy. Like, it's like, come on, man. You can't be saying that. That just feels wild. That feels like a wild thing to say.
It would have been a lot funnier if he had mentioned any of the women.
Right? No. Would have been really funny. He
really
comes out
funny.
so many necklaces. Me? I don't know. Who do you guys think I'm like? Just tried so hard.
Oh fuck. Yeah.
One thing that I did find interesting, another little spoiler here. If you I mean, if you haven't started, it's not a spoiler at all. If you're in the middle of reading, it's a gargantuan spoiler. If you're all the way caught up, it's not a spoiler at all, and you don't really need to be told this. But he did confirm that in Ghost Bloods, we will be getting a certain someone's perspective. The most obvious perspective that you could expect in a Ghost Bloods novel, we will be getting. So if you know Ghost Bloods and you know, then you know. I could say the name, but in the vibes of keeping spoilers, I don't want to say the name.
Yeah. Also in the vibes of keeping spoilers, I am still so interested in seeing how a certain person got to where they are in relation to the Ghost Bloods. Like it makes again. I think I've mentioned before while we were reading that particular book. I think it makes sense because but I still find it really like I still want to know. I need to know how we.
And
how
the
we
worst
got there.
part, it's in a novella, so it's not even in the main series. We'll have to go to an offshoot. On Mistborn, by the way, again in our sort of as we're getting towards the end here, where we're winding down a bit, going over an hour.
Yes.
For Mistborn, there were a couple acknowledgments and things that he mentioned that I think it's just kind of important for us to know as we've kind of been on our own Sanderson journey. I was kind of your Sherpa in, and now you're caught up to me. So you're about to be caught up to me with the as we listen through this next novel. We'll be getting caught up. But just some things that was interesting to know about Mistborn that I think pretty much everyone, if you did enough research, already knew this. So if there's any like seasoned Sanderson heads, they're going to be looking at us like we're fucking idiots for not knowing this. I feel like that's the kind of shit where it's like, oh yeah, that does make a lot of sense. You remember how critical we were towards the end about like the vibe shift of like the timelines changing very suddenly because we weren't kind of like prepared for that in that way.
Yeah.
So again, we are entering spoiler zone. Hey, we're getting to the slimy lettuce. If you don't want to get in there, all right, go somewhere else. Mistborn, at its core concept, was an exploration for Sanderson to write a story that goes from fantastical high fantasy, like deep lore, god emperor shit, to modern era Wild West, kind of like more modern storytelling, then to the future, and taking a world all the way through that and seeing how the past affects the future. And as that continues and goes on, that's the whole point of Mistborn. That's what the vibe was from the get-go.
Okay. I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
If
that was like the plan from the get-go,
so much sense.
So much more sense. Yeah. Yep.
It's like the whole idea is like, and especially where Mistborn starts, being a sort of culture that's like they erased all of history, so they're like putting history together with what's left, and then we get this grand reset, and then they build culture back up again, and then we know that there's another bigger reset coming. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
But so it's like talking about how this affects time and your perception of it as a reader as you're going through it, and doing all these things. So it's going to be very interesting to see how all of this plays out. Because again, knowing it's intentional, knowing that's at the core of this is very funny.
Yeah. That definitely makes it a lot better, I think.
Right? It gives you a little bit more faith in the process. Especially watching. I highly recommend, although I've pretty much talked about everything in that video, I highly recommend you go watch it. Just like watching him say it and acknowledge it, and like seeing him say it, like, it's like, oh no, we're good. We don't have to worry too much. We're okay.
Yes.
This was a fun little mention. So he talked about his original outline. He also talked about his outlining process, which was very interesting, but I don't think now's the time to talk about it. But he talks about when in his original outline, the book that he's writing right now, Ghost Bloods 1, that he's like about to ship off, or was writing then, and just shipped recently to his process, was originally outlined to be a single-digit number book in the Cosmere. So it's like, so as he originally wrote it out, he's like, okay, so I'm gonna write this Mistborn book, and then this Cosmere, this Stormlight book, and then this, and like he was planning to write these different books. This book was planned to be a book in these single digits. What number do you think it was meant to be? Because it's probably over 20 now, right? With how many he's released. I have to imagine the Cosmere's. Let's see what the Cosmere's at. Cosmere collection. Yes, 21 books is where we are currently at. We are at 21 books.
Was supposed to be one of the first ones.
Ghost Bloods was in the single digits of releases, is what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a single digit, somewhere between 1 and 9.
Like 5?
It was supposed to be the 4th book. It was supposed to be the 4th book. And this is where he's gotten now. My man does not plan very well. It's like a D&D. It's like a D&D pacing.
when you were talking about it, like sometimes the like he changes his mind about like a character decision, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe the character changes their mind on a decision. That's like how I sometimes feel about D&D. Sometimes my character, like sometimes I'm like, oh, this is the decision my character's about to make, and then my character's like, no, this is not the decision we're about to make. Here, this is my
Mm-hmm.
house, my rules. This is what we're doing. I'm like, oh, sorry, yeah, right, okay.
So
yeah,
he does
for sure.
he talks about this in that Worldcon vid, where yeah, the world is what it is, and the world is an outline that it follows. The characters, they have like beats, but they make decisions and they're going through.
Yeah.
And his whole vibe is
Yeah.
just trying to get into the character. And this is what I was talking about, where it's like, oh, this dude's definitely autistic. He was talking about like, I experience emotions differently than other people do. And what I do with my characters is it's an option, it's an exploration into what this person could feel like. And then that's how he makes these character decisions, where he's like, he puts a bit of himself into the characters, and then a bit of something he wants to like challenge or change or finds difficult about himself. And what he's also doing is describing my D&D DMing process. That is exactly how everything, I've told you this, bar for bar, word for word. That's me with making characters and NPCs in D&D when I'm writing the world.
If we play our cards right, you too could be a Brandon Sanderson.
That's the dream, right? That's the goal. But what it comes down to, the thing that I find interesting is, I think it's that writing style that gets people like you and I hooked, because it matches the D&D sort of like vibe, just storytelling, pacing. And we've even mentioned that in our older episodes, where it's like, this feels like a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. This feels like a DM that's taking a little bit too long on one section and too fast on another. Like the pacing feels weird, and it feels like D&D. I wouldn't be surprised if this started as a D&D homebrew. You know what I mean? It's that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Or a story TTRPG in general. For his age, he could be one of the OGs. You know what I mean? But yeah, I noted that down too. So very funny. Thank you for that perfect segue.
You're so welcome. Oh my god.
But I think that's
it's actually because I'm your friend. I see what you see. So
there you go. That's right.
I saw your notes and I was like, I'm gonna pick up.
That's right. One. Gotta get there. But no, it was really great. I'm really excited to get back into this and doing this again.
Me too. Oh my god.
Work is still very busy, so hopefully we can get back our Fridays. But if not, this little like Saturday early Saturday afternoon was very fun. This was good.
Saturday, I always want to say, works a bit better for me because then I'm not gonna like not be nodding off towards the end.
That's very true. But now in a perfect world, we're keeping it a little bit tighter. We're keeping it a little bit short and sweeter. We're not doing our 2.5, 3 hour fucking recording sessions.
Discussions
hopefully
of it, yeah.
In a perfect world, we try to keep it a little bit more manageable in that way. But no, this has been great. Also, a little late. This is the Archive, a Cosmere podcast where we talk about the latest news and usually do a book club. But we also we're doing a little bit different, just expanding out, vibing out a little bit. This has been Vezin you're over there with my lovely co-host.
I am the Pixel because, as the famous Lopen once says, everyone deserves the in front of their name.
We're gonna be jumping back in doing this. Are we doing book 2? We're doing Mistborn book 2.
Yeah, we're doing Mistborn book 2. And
Davis, they don't know. We gotta act like we're even though we've discussed, we gotta bring it up like it's new and it's cool and exciting.
Yes.
For the con, dude. Come on. The fuck.
I'm sorry.
Do it again. Do it better.
Oh yes, we are doing book 2.
Yeah, you tried too hard. Bail. No. But yeah, so we're gonna be starting the Well of Ascension. Oh god, it's just a bunch of numbers.
It was a bunch of numbers last time as well, so.
That's true. Well, I guess that does make it easy. So we got 11. Do we want to do what, the first 5, or do we want to go to 6? 5 is a 40. Looks like a long one. Do we want to end on a long one?
I was gonna say. Yeah, I was gonna say let's end on a long one because they're all. Actually, I was gonna say the long ones are often the most juiciest. That's not true. The most juiciest are often the ones that are very short.
Yeah, the short ones are the ones that are usually go crazy. The ones that are too short, you're like, wait, no.
Something's about to happen.
But yeah, so we will be starting Mistborn book 1 or book 2, part 1. Going all the way up
I'm very excited to get back into it.
To part 5. Yes. I'm very excited. Very fun. Do we want Go ahead, sorry.
I was just gonna say that I don't know how spoilery that is. I'm gonna miss a certain character that's not gonna be in this next book. Yeah.
I mean, we're at the very end. We can put the we're already touching. Yeah, we're touching the slimy lettuce. Yeah, Kelsey. He'll show up eventually, right? we know he shows back up eventually, somehow, somewhere. This motherfucker.
Yeah.
Another thing I learned this for the first time. I was not aware of this. That the era 2, the next part of Mistborn, is a Western.
Ooh, yeah. A Western.
It's a Western with, I don't know if it's brothers, but it's a duo called Wax and Wayne.
Oh, that's really fun.
Yeah, so that
does sound very Western-y.
Right. No, so it's gonna be we're gonna be getting back into our Tex Arcana era. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm very excited. But
I'm so hyped. I'm really happy to get back into it.
No, this is.
I'll be honest, I've not listened to a single audiobook since we finished Mistborn 1, which usually I would pick up on like another audiobook that I have sitting around, but I haven't since.
I mean, makes sense. I mean, I'm honestly glad you were kind of burning yourself out a little bit for a while there.
Yeah. I've been meaning to like I don't have it yet, but I've been meaning to like pick up the Lord of the Rings audiobooks because I'm such a big fan of the movies. I've never read the books. I'm like, I gotta, you know.
I mean, you want to go really crazy, you go Silmarillion. That's what the real ones go for.
Yeah.
But this has been the Archive. Thank you so much, as always, for joining me, my friend. I appreciate you.
Of course.
And for anyone,
I'm so glad we're back.
Oh, dude, it's good. It's good to be back, baby. And for anyone watching this, why? How did you find this? Why did you get here? Why are you still watching?
We're 2 series, and in the second series, 2 books deep. How? Why?
I mean,
why
hey,
now?
Respect, I guess. But thank you for watching, and thank you for hosting with me. It's fun that I get to do that, and you both know who I'm talking to.
Having me.
It's very fun. All right, have a great night.